Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to be looking at the 7 questions that your clients are thinking or asking before they proceed to buy from you. Now, as we go throughout the 7 questions, your buyers might not be actively asking you all of them, but they'll certainly be thinking of some of them. And regardless, it makes sense where possible to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the buyer and we're answering these questions for them in the messaging that we put out there. So let's get straight into it. The first question: what do you do? Now, it seems really obvious, seems really basic, but the first thing that somebody wants to do when they come across your offering, your business, your brand, your products, your services is understand what you actually do. So this is where you need a really concise, clear sales message. Can you explain to me what your product or service does so that I understand? How could you break it down to ensure that the next person that walks past you, as long as they're an adult and as long as English is their first language, could they understand what your offering does, what your offering is? So first of all, could I understand what you do, even if I just had your business card, or if I just looked at your website, or if I just met you at a networking event? Every communication that you have needs to stand alone. So are you being really obvious and really overt about what you actually do and the service or the product that you actually provide? Second question: why should I care? So once I understand what you do, then I need to understand, well, what impact does that have on me and my business and my life or my loved ones? Why should I care? Now, this is all about selling the destination, not the journey. So you can engage me and tell me why I should care about it by connecting to me on a personal, human, contextual level. Why should you care about having a clear sales message? Because once you have a clear sales message, you've got clarity of what you're talking about. It gives you a bit of confidence in a selling scenario. So if you lack a bit of confidence when it comes to selling, having a clear sales message and knowing what to say can make all the difference. That is why you should care. So think about why your clients should care about your offering and then see where you can insert that into your sales literature, on your website, and your overall communications. Why should anybody care about your offering? These questions might seem quite harsh and brutal, but we know as buyers ourselves that this is how we judge the world around us. If this is the first video of mine that you've ever seen, you'll first be thinking, who is this guy? How does he know what he's talking about? Can he be trusted? Why should I care about him? Is he any good? You'll be judging me very harshly, and you're right to do so. So it's up to me as the person filming this video, or the seller in this scenario, so to speak, to tell you why you should care, and to make sure that you understand the nature of this video, and so it's obvious to you what you need to do and how to proceed from here. So, question 2, why should anybody care? Question 3, why should I choose you? Now, this is a sticking point for a number of businesses. You don't need to have a unique selling point per se. I'm not very keen on the fact that things are unique because it's quite difficult to find something that's genuinely unique, but it does need to be engaging. It needs to be an ESP, an engaging selling point, something that I'm going to care about that makes a difference for me. And I'll tell you right now that being professional, reliable, affordable, or experienced doesn't really cut it. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering, doesn't have to be the first, best, only Guinness Book of Records, but it does have to be something that does differentiate you from the competition, and it's meaningful to me as your buyer. Question number 4, how much does it cost? I might not ask you overtly, but I'll be looking at your website, looking at your literature, trying to find out if I can actually afford you or not. And if you're not explicit about what you charge, I can judge you to be too cheap or too expensive by the quality of the communications and the quality of your website and everything that I'm seeing. So I've had a number of clients, really interesting, where their potential buyers haven't bought from them, haven't engaged with them because they thought they were more expensive than they actually were. So by talking about the range of your price or the range of your offering from £5 to £5 million, whatever it happens to be, having that somewhere in your offering or in your communications with your potential buyer, really important, because at the end of the day, I need to know that I can actually afford you first of all. Number 5, how will I know I need you? Now, nobody's going to ask you this overtly, but this is for you to make very clear the circumstances under which your product or service shines. For me in particular, let's take one simple example. You create a new business product or service or an invention or an app, something absolutely brand new. If you create something new, it needs a clear sales message. It needs an articulation. It needs a value proposition. How will I know I need you? Well, if you're ever starting something new, that's when you know. So talking about the trigger points and making it really, really clear to your clients. If you've ever felt like this, if you've ever said this, if this has ever happened, that's where we operate. That's when you need our product or our service. Number 6, how will I remember you? Again, nobody's going to ask you this outright, but looking at this video, my presenting style, you have a means of remembering me in terms of the fact that I have black and white slides, you don't see my face, and a lot of the content that I have is quite fast-paced and quite actionable. So that's how you're going to remember me. I've got a very distinctive presentation style. But for your business, your product, service, your offering, how do you want people to remember you? Are you giving them a means to remember you, a tagline, a jingle, a catchphrase, a slogan, a certain color palette that you use, or a certain way that you do things? How are you making sure that you're memorable in the mind of your buyer? Because trust me, in business as in life, being forgettable is really expensive. And the final question that your clients will be thinking or asking before they deal with you is that, how will I describe you to others? Working along similar lines to number 6, if you were to tell somebody about this video you've seen this afternoon, how are you going to describe it to them? Have I given you enough information that that person would understand the nature of my channel and then want to come and look at the video and want to come and subscribe? So having a clear sales message is important, but how well does it travel? Sometimes you will see people refer to themselves as the something guy, the something gal, the something people. Now they understand that you need to educate your clients as to how to actually describe you. We're the IT people. I'm the IT guy, whatever it happens to be. So give some thought as to how your clients, potential clients, will describe your business, your service, or your product to other people. Are you giving them the tools to effectively describe what you do and why it's important? So there you have it. Those are the 7 questions that your clients are thinking or actively asking before they engage with you. It's really, really important to look at your messaging, look at your website, your business cards, all of your collateral, and make sure that you're addressing some, if not all, of those points, because the questions will arise and the situation will arise. If I don't understand what you do, if I don't understand what it means for me, if I can't see how much you charge, if I forget you, these are really, really important factors that's going to cost you the sale, and it's going to make it harder for me to do business with you. So think about the 7 questions, think about your communications, and think how you can tweak what you're doing to provide the answers that your potential buyer needs. So that's it for another video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to share this with anybody that you think would take some value from it or might need to see it. And feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to be notified when we release more videos like this. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.